I want to talk about the next generation of financial services professionals and what I believe we need to focus on to ensure the survival of this great profession. And it's funny how these things hit you out of the blue. I know we need to think differently, of course, right? But the dots really didn't even come together for me until just a couple short months ago. So there I am on a Sunday morning, sitting on the couch with the girls, watching TV, and a ping comes in on my text. And it turns out it was from a young lady, a junior in high school, actually, in a small western Nebraska town. Never met the young lady, and she actually received my name from her high school cheerleading coach as someone who might be able to assist her in her class project that she was working on. This young lady was in a school competition and chose financial planning as her area of study. And she simply needed assistance on how to build a financial plan for a recent grad, as well as some advice on how she could continue her studies to be a financial professional upon graduation from college. Well, obviously, I was excited at the opportunity to assist this young lady, so I immediately went back to my financial library to begin looking for some resources to help her out. And I don't know about you, but when I'm looking for a book, I always have a habit of getting a little distracted by other books on the shelf. So I ended up spending an entire Sunday morning reviewing all these different publications and books that I've collected over the years. But here's where it gets interesting. Sitting out on one of the shelves were 3 books. There was 2 on top, and then there was 1 on the bottom. And that book was this one, the Wall Street Journal Almanac from the year 1998. It was wild. I couldn't believe it was there, and the pages are getting a little yellow. But it was published exactly 2 decades ago, 20 years ago, which happens to be the same year I entered and started with North Star in the profession. But what was profound about this discovery for me was not the fact that in 98 the Dow Jones started at 79.65. It wasn't the fact that Apple stock was at an adjusted close of 44 cents, which I knew now what I knew then, right? Think about it. The term millennial, there was no term millennial. It didn't even exist yet. There's no Facebook. There's no social media. There's no Twitter. The young lady from Nebraska hasn't even been born yet. So my mind starts taking me through all of those topics and all of those facts. And I started to reflect on all the changes that I've seen in myself and the profession, in the calling that we've received. But then I started to think about how little has changed too. So what got me going was the fact that this was only the second time in 20 years that an individual prior to college age reached out to me to say, I want to be a financial advisor. After all, what we do, it's similar to a firefighter, a doctor, or the clergy, isn't it? We protect and instill confidence when things don't go right, and then we help people stay humble and grateful when they do. So why is it that only twice in 2 decades has a young person came to me to say, when I grow up, I don't want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a firefighter. I want to provide financial security and confidence for the people who matter most to me. I want to instill that confidence and empower others to leave the impact that they're capable of leaving. What have I done wrong? What have we done wrong as a profession to not need to post guards at the doors of our offices to keep people out of this noble profession? Versus the fact that every year we have to struggle just to retain and recruit top talent. Why is the average age of a financial advisor in our profession continuing to climb? And every year the number of individuals going down.